Ukrainian forces made a big breakthrough in the Kherson region. Let me show you the progress that they have made. Check it out. It started out slow, but as the day went on, they took even more territory. Earlier today, President Zelensky confirmed that the Ukrainian forces have control of Kherson, and they pretty much took over all of this territory. But rumor has it that the Ukrainian forces have made it all the way to this town right here. And it is officially confirmed. I do have footage to show you guys that the battles are raging right here, and there are a lot of casualties on both sides. I always strive to give you guys the truth. Right now, the Ukrainians are definitely making a big push in the Kherson region, but best believe there are massive casualties on both sides. As you can see in this video, the Ukrainians are stuck in this town right here. Their column was pretty much stopped, and it is being targeted by Russian drones. And as you can see, a couple of vehicles were destroyed. I do not know what happened next, if the Ukrainians were able to withdraw and regroup, but there are still major battles happening in this town right here. The Ukrainian forces are trying to make a breakthrough in Ducheny. That pretty much means that they have already cleared this territory right here and the villages along the way, which is definitely good news. And it is officially confirmed that the Ukrainian forces have taken over Lyubimivka, and they are pushing deeper. If we take a quick measurement along this road, you will see that the Ukrainian forces pushed the Russians back almost 27 kilometers, which is definitely impressive. The Russian defense lines completely collapsed, and the Ukrainians were able to take full advantage. The Russian forces went to Telegram and other social media to beg for air support. They had no idea how to contact their military command in order to get help, in order to get some type of reinforcements. But later on, I was able to get information from Russian sources that the air support was denied due to bad weather. And when the news got to Putin that the defense lines in Kherson have started collapsing, he pretty much called up his top generals for a very important meeting. He asked them, "Tell me in one word, how is our defense doing?" The general answered, "Good." Then he said, "Tell me in 2 words, not good." Ever since Putin announced the annexation of Ukrainian territory, he has been losing territory left and right. If they are able to push from the north and from this direction right here, they'll be able to entrap over 10,000 Russian troops. If they are able to do this, man, that will be the biggest blow to Russia since this war began. But as you guys know, these Russians are very, very sneaky. Once they realize that they are about to be encircled, they simply withdraw. But I don't think this tactical withdrawal will be as successful as the ones in Liman and Izium. There's simply way too many troops in this area for them to have a clean escape. There's going to be a lot of casualties. And here's even more good news. The Ukrainian forces were able to capture a ton of equipment in Kharkiv and in Liman. And this is just the beginning. A lot more equipment will be brought to light that the Russians simply left behind. Here's a Ukrainian soldier standing next to a T-72 that was captured. Also a T-80 that is in very good condition. And this right here summarizes the entire Ukraine war. A Ukrainian Cossack 2 was captured by the Russians in mid-March, and it was recently recaptured by the Ukrainian 92nd Brigade in the Kharkiv region. The Russians took it, but the Ukrainians fought vigorously to get it back, just like they are fighting right now to reclaim all the territory that the Russians are occupying. Little by little, every inch of Ukraine will be freed. And in this video, you are watching the Ukrainian forces use a captured IMR-2 that they captured last month from the Russians in order to tow a captured T-90 tank that they just captured in the Kharkiv region. The only time I thank the Russians is when they are providing the Ukrainian military with free equipment. Also, the Ukrainian forces were able to capture another Russian BMP. By the time winter comes, Ukrainian forces are going to be very well equipped. And now when we take a look at Zaporizhia, there are no major updates. In the Donetsk, there are no major updates. And now let's take a look at what is happening around Liman. There are a lot of updates in this area as well. So this was yesterday, and as you can see today, the Ukrainians made a lot of progress. And there are major battles happening right now around Crimea, and it looks like the Ukrainians will take this town and completely cut off this major supply route. Also, according to Russian sources, the Ukrainians were able to capture this village right here, Makivka. So now the Ukrainian forces are pushing south from Kupiansk. They have already liberated this territory. It is officially confirmed, and they are trying to link up with the forces coming from Borova. And I believe they will be able to link up with them probably in the next 48 hours. I believe the Russian forces have already started withdrawing from this area eastward. They're pretty much trying to build new defense lines, but wherever they go, the Ukrainians are right behind them, and they're not even giving them the time in order to establish new defense lines. Ukrainians keep advancing, and as you can see, the Ukrainians are making even more progress in this area. Also, according to Ukrainian sources, they are attacking in every direction, northward, southward, and eastward. And they are facing a little bit of resistance in this area. As soon as they get into battles, the Russian forces simply withdraw eastward. The reason that I believe the Russians are not engaging in any of these smaller towns is because there are no defense lines right there. They didn't build any, so there's nothing to hide behind, there's nothing to hold. So they are either escaping northward into Troitske or southward to Svatove. That is where they have decent defense lines. But I believe the supply roads will be cut and these villages will be freed probably in the next week or two. And then I believe the big battles for Svatove will officially begin. Also, the Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov was very mad that the Russian forces lost control of Liman. And he pretty much started bashing the Russian generals and commanders that were in charge. And he pretty much said that they should be put on the front lines. But I do have some very rare footage of Kadyrov and his wife making love. This footage has never been seen before. Putin had a special parade when he annexed Ukrainian territory. But the Ukrainian soldiers that liberated Liman responded with their own parade after taking the city. They definitely got some moves. Also, the support that the West is sending to Ukraine is definitely making a big difference. Here's a French WAB that is used by Ukrainian paratroopers, and the Ukrainian soldiers highly approve of this vehicle. Also, Portugal donated 14 M113s armored personal carriers to Ukraine, and one of them was spotted in the Kherson region. Every single piece of equipment, guys, that the West sends makes a big difference. But things get even better. Denmark, Norway, and Germany will pay for the production of 16 Slovak Zuzana 2 self-propelled artillery installations for Ukraine. But those will be delivered sometimes in 2023. Also, the Ukrainians just received a brand new class corvette that was finished in Turkey. Hopefully this vet will be used in the liberation of Crimea. And finally, I want to give a big shout out